I'm Bob Hallmark in Rusk County. Methamphetamine, fentanyl, and the abuse of a corpse has led one East Texas Sheriff's Office to take 2 people into custody and search for 1 more. Now let's take you back in time. It was March 30th that a man's body was found off of County Road 169D here in Rusk County, and that's just south of the Kilgore area. That has led to some more information that led officers from the Rusk County Sheriff's Office to go after some people connected with what we're talking about here. Now, to explain that, we're joined now by Rusk County Sheriff Johnwayne Valdez. John, I guess, first of all, let's take us back to that point. The body was found on the 30th, and I'm guessing some things didn't add up about it.
No, it really didn't. When we get this call, we show up and a deputy arrives. He looks at the scene and realizes that it's almost too clean. Made to look like a suicide, made to look like somebody just died of natural causes. It just didn't add up.
And experience tells your officers this just doesn't look right.
So they called investigators, and investigators arrived on scene, and pretty quickly figured out that this is not what it seems to be.
Okay.
And so we asked JP5 to order an autopsy, and so we went that route as well. And in the process, we were able to link the deceased, whose name is Corey Murphy. He's from the Longview area. It led us to run a search warrant on a suspected drug house on the Rusk County side of Kilgore. When we executed that search warrant, we found similar narcotics that was found at the scene, and were able to get enough probable cause to get warrants for arrests for a William Welch and Stephanie Kravis, both from the Kilgore area. Mm-hmm. And we are also actively looking for a third. His name is Charles Parker. Mm-hmm. From the Longview area. This morning, with the help of Gregg County Sheriff's Office, we were able to arrest the first 2, mm-hmm. and as we speak, they are en route to the Rusk County Jail.
Okay, and now to put this into perspective here, there is no cause of death for this man at this point. However, what we're talking about here is something that has been a plague on this country for quite some time, which is the drug trafficking and the fentanyl. There was a point, I'm guessing, in your investigation where you go, there are some elements here that certainly tie this together that we can look at, right?
And those elements are the narcotics that we not only found at the scene, but also at the scene of the search warrant. And we do believe that fentanyl was a contributing factor to his death. So we're obviously going to be looking at it at that angle. I'm not saying at this point we will not file on them for murder, but those options are definitely still on the table.
All right, so those 2 are in custody, and that is the suspects, William Welch, 36 years old, and Stephanie Kravis, also 36 years old. Do we know how old Mr. Murphy was?
Corey Murphy was 38 at the time of death.
Okay, gotcha. Now, do we... I'm guessing you're looking into all possible avenues of exactly how this was orchestrated.
Correct.
So obviously he did not get there by himself.
No, he did not, which is why the abuse of corpse is filed on all 3 of those suspects, and there may be more. Our investigation is obviously still ongoing. Our investigators have written no less than 12 evidentiary search warrants. Mm-hmm. So we are obviously looking at every possible angle on this, whether it be phone search warrants, social media search warrants. We're not leaving any stone unturned on this.
Okay. John, this goes back to something that you had said quite some time back, which is your concern was the fentanyl crisis was somewhat being overlooked. I'm guessing that this, if it turns out that what you suspect is true, I'm guessing that this is going to emphasize what you've been saying, which is this has got to be something that we have to devote more time and energy to.
Correct. I mean, when you and I talked last, months ago, we talked about the fact that some things that happen in larger cities, it takes a while to trickle down into East Texas. but it's coming, and now I can say unequivocally it is here.
Okay. Sheriff, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, and we'll have much more on this story tonight on KLTV 7 News. For KLTV Web Extra, I'm Bob Hallmark.